Battlefield 3 is simply awesome on PC in 2021. I've been playing a lot of Battlefield 3 actually over the last few weeks, both vanilla and on Venice Unleashed, and I have to say I have been really missing out now for a number of years on the full experience some of the older Battlefield titles provide on PC. I've always been a console gamer. When I first got Battlefield 3, it was on the Xbox 360 when I was probably just 13 years old, and I really wasn't aware of the scale that Battlefield 3 offered on PC. I just assumed it was the same across all platforms, yet how mistaken was I? With the recent kind of leaks or news of Battlefield 6 being heavily inspired from Battlefield 3, I thought it'd be a great time to actually look at why I'm enjoying this game so much in 2021, despite it being a 2011 release. Before we get into it though, if you do enjoy, be sure to subscribe. We do everything Battlefield on this channel, so if you're a Battlefield fan, this could be the place for you. So the first thing I noticed when jumping on Battlefield 3 is the time to kill. Like, it is crazy fast, and even faster than I remember on console, as people are just like beamers on PC, like they don't miss a shot. And at first it's a little bit of a shock to the system, as I'm so used to Battlefield 5, where, you know, if someone catches you off guard, you usually have enough health to retreat to cover before kind of bleeding out. This is definitely not the case in Battlefield 3, or at least not for me. This was frustrating to begin with, but over time I've come to really enjoy it. I feel like it adds a sense of realism to the game. The guns actually feel like they're, you know, doing some work, and you are in fact holding an assault rifle or an LMG. Whereas in Battlefield 5, although I enjoy it, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy the game, I have to admit the guns do feel a little bit more arcadey in nature. The best way probably to describe it is that the core game mode in Battlefield 3 is more slanted towards a hardcore feeling than more recent titles, I would say. Now, I do get why DICE and EA maybe went with a higher time to kill, as I have to admit it does feel like a steep learning curve jumping into BF3, as you just die so quickly. So maybe there's a balance to be struck between the two games, but in fairness I'm not completely decided on that point. The second thing that was crazy to me when launching BF3 was how many maps there were. 29 I counted. Half of them I don't think I've even played yet over the last few weeks. Some I actually don't even remember. And another thing about BF3 on PC is a lot of the maps are larger in scale. On console back in the day, a lot of the maps were scaled down to include less conquest flags and the like. So even maps I do remember are vastly more expansive now. Battlefield 5 has 22 maps, so, you know, not too shabby, but again 7 maps less than Battlefield 3, which is fairly considerable in my opinion, considering Battlefield 5 only launched with 8 maps to begin with. In terms of map design, I think both games have their stronger and weaker maps, and in fairness, as I said, I haven't even got through all the maps on the BF3 roster as of yet to really make that fair comparison. My friend did make a really interesting point that I do agree with though, is that maps in Battlefield 3 feel like they have a larger impact on how a match plays out. A lot of the assets like the walls or crates can't simply be mounted and clambered over, meaning players are forced to destroy that asset or go round it. In Battlefield 5, pretty much anything can be climbed over, even pretty large rock faces, which means the maps, although obviously have a massive effect on how a match plays out, not to the same scale of BF3, if that makes sense. In Battlefield 3, you do really have to work with your surroundings. It's hard to explain, but I think you kind of get what I'm getting at here. And it makes every match that little bit more different. And that really leads nicely onto the next point, is that BF3 has tons of variety. Now, admittedly, there's a lot of people running around with a sweaty AEK, and in fairness, it's even tempted me as I'm tired of getting beamed by it. But there is just so much content in this game. Each weapon has so much to grind for, from sights to underbarrels and muzzle attachments, along with all the camos and stuff I haven't even got into yet. Then there must be hundreds of different weapons across the different classes, and then there's all the vehicle customization also. In all honesty, I don't even know where to start with it all, but it's nice to think that I have all this stuff to look forward to as I continue to play the game. And the fan base around Battlefield 3 as well seems so strong. I don't know how many people are exactly playing this game at the moment. However, what I can say is I've never had an issue finding a lobby. In addition, although admittedly this isn't very scientific, whenever I stream Battlefield 3, there seems to be a real interest in the title from chat. Shout out to chat there. But I do really think there are still many die-hard fans out there that really enjoy Battlefield 3 to this day, and I do get why. Me and my friends have been loving the game as of late, and it's hard to put your finger on any one thing that makes the experience so enjoyable. I mean, it's not like we're even playing well as we're all learning keyboard and mouse at the moment, yet we're still having a great time playing. It could just be nostalgia, but I think it's more than that. The atmosphere of the game just feels solid. What creates a good atmosphere could be a combination of things such as map design, balancing, weapon design, team play, or a whole host of things I haven't even mentioned. But whatever it is, they seem to get the formula right. And by no means is the game perfect either. I still think the sun glare is a little much. I'm not a great fan of the inconsistency of vaulting. Sometimes bullets just don't register, and the co-op and the campaign is a glitchy mess. Yet despite these issues, the game is still a triumph. I'd really be interested to hear what you guys think makes BF3 a success, and whether you are tempted to come back and play for yourself, or if you're already playing, maybe we could all jump into a few games sometimes. But on that note, I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please do subscribe. Thanks for watching as always, have a great day and peace out.